I'm back, my babies, for part two. Sorry for the delay. I had to take care of a couple things, so it's like literally hours later. Y'all don't know this about me. This is a fun fact from my childhood from age, was it 9 to 14? Yeah, from age 9 to 14, 5 years, I was in Taekwondo classes and I graduated with a black belt. We stayed consistent and we did it. So going back into best friend, and we laying in the bed together, I'm feeling something creeping up back here. And I like grabbed it, and it was this long, was trying to shove up me. My clothes wasn't off or nothing, so how are you trying to shove something up me? And like, what is you doing? Best friend, what is you doing? Come on, best friend, come on. No, what are you doing? Are you serious right now? Why are you trying to do me with a toy? Are you serious right now? So I jumped up immediately. I went into Big Mama room to grab my cigarettes. And when I went in her room, she was like, you can sleep in here. You don't have to sleep in there, because I was sleeping in Big Mama bed some of the time that I was there. I went outside and smoked because I needed to smoke after that situation. I went back into Big Mama room. I laid down. I thought about it for like 20 minutes and literally went to sleep. When I woke up, I heard chitter chatter, and it's Big Mama and it's Q literally hovering right over me, kissing on me like I'm a baby. Like, oh, this is my man. This is my man. I ain't none of you guys' man, for one. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Got up, took me a shower. I'm like, I gotta meet up with my sister. I gotta tell her all this foolishness. When I got dressed, best friend asked me that I wanted to go get something to eat. I'm like, yeah, I am hungry. I was gonna hold the grudge over her head. I was furious. I was really furious. But in that moment, with all that stuff going on, eviction notice there and stuff, I wasn't trying to linger on that at the moment. We walked up to Panda Express. I got me some orange chicken and fried rice. If you guys have been watching me, you know I love my orange chicken and fried rice. She got the same thing, a double scoop of orange chicken and fried rice. And she got another entree of some honey chicken and black pepper chicken. She got two doubles of honey chicken, one side of black pepper chicken, and she got some string rice. So she had two meals and she ate it all. She wasn't even full. I'm like, dang girl, you is greedy, honey. You is so greedy. I forgot to mention from the story time part one, my sister, before she went and got the house in Oakland City, Atlanta, the ghetto, the hood, the projects that I was talking about, her sugar daddy has, sent her the money to get that apartment, $600. So she got on the MARTA bus and was heading to the bank. Well, she went to the bank and got the money out and got back on a bus to get ready to head to Oakland City to meet with the landlord. So she decided that she wanted to take a smoke break, wash and leave her book bag on the bench with her little wallet she was carrying, and head about 30 feet away from the bench in the smoking part where you can smoke. Hello? Bruh, somebody done stole my money at the bus station. I'm so motherfucking pissed. I'm so pissed. I'm sorry. I don't even know what to do right now. They done stole the money that I was going to pay the landlord to get that apartment. What? Are you serious right now? I was so hurt for her. I was so hurt and angry for my sister, because she just went through that with Tommy Lee. So she had called the man in Oakland City and asked him if, she can stay there, and in the morning she'll pay him the $600. He ended up letting her do that. So I ended up hopping on a bus, meeting up with my sister. Went to Oakland City. It was a small room. It was a bunch of rooms in like these apartment buildings. It was just a small room. It had a kitchen, had a bathroom. It was another lady staying like she had a room across. You know, real small place in the hood. It was, yeah, it was crazy. It was nighttime. It was about 11 p.m. Me and my sister decided to walk to the store around the corner. So we walked to the store. It's dudes hanging out on the corners and stuff, talking about, do you want some of that gas? I got that gas. I'm like, what the heck is gas? And you know, I guess they use that word in Atlanta for, you know, the tree. This was the first time in my life I ever seen or heard of Crime Stoppers. They had Crime Stoppers on the corners, posted at like, on this corner of Myrtle. Dang, I remember it was like Myrtle Drive or something like that. If you guys is from Atlanta and you know about Myrtle Drive or Myrtle Street in Oakland City, you know. It was Crime Stoppers over here, Crime Stoppers over here across from these two corner stores. And baby, they was like, y'all gotta get the F up out of here. Move it, keep it the F moving. It was really, really disrespectful. They said, keep that moving. We ain't paid no mind. We went to this corner store around the corner. Soon as we went in there, this lady is tearing the chip racks up, the candy racks up. She is pushing them, throwing them to the ground. She was just going ballistic. The police came in there and she was like, why don't y'all just go home? Leave me alone. It was just so funny because the way she said it, I'm just like, oh my God, this is so ghetto. We went to the store because me and my sister thought it was a good idea. Like, wait a minute, she was with this bank. Let's see if we can overdraft it, because she did overdraft her account before, but like $20. But we want to, you know, chance our luck and see, well, chance her luck and see if she can pull out some money off of this card, because she didn't even tell the sugar daddy yet of the problem. Because if she had told him that she lost that $600 by somebody stealing it, he was gonna think that she was playing games. So we like, dang, we is out of options, you know what I'm saying? So let's just see if we can pull some type of money out of this ATM that we can give this man in the morning. Not me, but her. Put the card in, hit 200. Baby, it went through. $200 came out. We like, oh my God, it literally let us overdraft $200. Just was so geeked up, like, oh my God, it really worked. This bank let us overdraft. Let's try it again. Tried it again. It pulled out another $200. This is $400. Only need $200 more to get that man that $600 for the month. Hit it for $200 more, another $200 came out, $600, boom. She hit it for another $200, so actually she had $800, because we end up getting noodles and all that type of stuff, you know, little stuff to eat. It was like on some starvation mode type, because I didn't have any money at this time. That $200 that I had, it's all gone by now. When I'm over there with Big Mama, I'm living off her money. She didn't even have no money. People were sending her money from distant family members in other states. We just had noodles. You know, I was so hungry. You know how much I like to eat. And I liked to eat then too. I always was a big eater. So I felt like I was starving. The next day, best friend had met me at the bus station so that way we can go back to Big Mama house. Every day somebody met me. When I was on a bus, MARTA bus, someone always met me at the bus station, because I don't know my way around Atlanta like that, like everybody else kind of know. On my way there, I had ex-best friend, because she bought me a pack of cigarettes. I used to smoke Newports, and it was only $5 back then. That's why you need to stop smoking. I told you need to stop smoking. My grandma, she stopped smoking by taking a peppermint a day. With no offense to your grandma, but I'm not her, and I'm not trying to stop smoking, and I never said that I wanted to stop smoking. Can you buy me cigarettes, yes or no? That ain't got nothing to do with buy me no cigarettes. Baby, you ain't gotta be that cheap, because I have an ex best friend. Best friend ain't did nothing. Ain't supported me none since I've been down there. She ain't bought me nothing. I didn't ask her for nothing either. It's been my sister and Big Mama. Okay, I'll buy you some cigarettes. Instead of giving me the money, like I'm a grown adult and I can go and purchase cigarettes on my own, she gonna walk to the store with me. I see how she's moving. Is she moving real phony? And I know that this not gonna work between me and her. Like, girl, you just tried to F me with a dildo last night. You got the nerve to feel some type of, like, are you serious? She was so against smoking cigarettes, but then she started smoking. The girl ratchet, she went and stayed with a friend. So later on that night, me and Big Mama drinking, because I drunk every day. I had a beer every day. I had my cigarettes every day. It was a habit for me, like cigarettes is, drinking was. I used to drink every day. I used to be neck to neck with an alcoholic. I just never labeled myself as, but I used to drink that much. And I have some belligerent, some outrageous stories with drinking that made me not ever want to drink again. I was like, when is best friend getting off of work? Big Mama like, oh, she been off work. She went over to such and such auntie house. She went to her auntie house. Oh, okay, she went to her auntie house. She was like, yeah, she moved in with her. Like, that's where all her little stuff at. I said, what? She didn't even tell me, because I was wondering, like, she don't be at work that long. That's why she been acting funny. She trying to play, she getting her resources together. She's scrambling. Oh, I see what's going on now. Okay. Because I didn't go down to Atlanta to live with my sister. My sister, when I told her I was going there, she was like, oh, well, I'm going there too and start a living. That's basically what it was. Didn't speak to her and hear from her the entire time I was in Atlanta. Like, there's no phone conversations, nothing, because my phone is cut off at this point. She told me that she looked at some places and she got an appointment to go look at this place for tomorrow. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool, that's what's up. She was like, but I want you to put it in your name. Okay, why do I have to put it in my name? Well, her name after bad credit, best friend name after the kid's name. They didn't use the kids' names and stuff too. Everybody name messed up. Is this why you brought me here? Okay, I think I can do that. You know, as long as I'm able to have my own room, I don't really see no problem with it. Oh, you're not gonna have your own room. It's just gonna be for me and my kids. In my mind, I said, oh, okay, I see what's going on. It was so much going on every day. I could not focus on one thing, y'all, because it was so much. We went to go meet up with the receptionist lady at the place. Now, what resources did I use as far as check stuff and all that? Now, Q, the gay best friend that stayed next door to Big Mama now, he had a cleaning business that was a flop. He ain't had no customers or nothing. He just had a LLC, you know, all that. Pretty much with some generated check stuff that say I made $2,000 a month. The lady asked me, can I get your social security number? Took out my wallet, going through the wallet, and I'm like, I don't have my social security number. Like, I don't know where social security card is at. Big Mama sitting there making faces, making noises, you know, doing all this back and forth, because she's 600 pounds. I wasn't over exaggerating. She's literally like the 600-pound my life people that cook in their bed all day. I'm like, I don't have my card on me. I must have misplaced it somewhere. I don't know. Oh, you don't need your card. You just need the number. I don't remember my number either. I don't know. Big Mama is like fuming over there. I could feel that tension and everything. And she just like, this stupid mother. No, you stupid. She was doing all that over there and I was just cheesing. Because little did she know, when we was on the MARTA bus on our way to the apartment, I had took my social security card out my wallet and I put it down in my shoe. Because I knew I was going to act out this scene. Since I was going to have my own room and something that's in my name, this is technically my place. I'm going to speed up these stories way faster than I anticipated because if not, it's going to take me like 5 hours to tell this story. So I'm going to just have to highlight just the most important parts. If I happen to remember some stuff, then I will go ahead and make another story. Eviction notice is up. So now we have to stay. Now we have to stay in motels. So we went to this motel, walked in, roaches all over the place. It's not like thousands of roaches, but when I walked in, I seen 3 roaches fly across the wall. That night, I got belligerently drunk because I used to drink a lot. And I had my headphones in, my music playing, 9 piece, straight 8 bar, MJG, bitch, I'm not a star. Somebody lied, I got a chopper in the, I was doing all of that while I was drinking. But I don't remember the rest because the rest was history. I woke up because I felt pressure on me. I felt weight on me. Big Mama, big sloppy self is all up on me, slopping her tongue down my throat. She got her tongue down my throat, her big old lips swallowing my face like a vacuum cleaner. She's sitting on me, sitting on my chest. Her whole body is on me so I can barely breathe. That's how I woke up. I was like out of breath. I was getting suffocated. Thought like she put a pillow over my face, but she had her whole body over me. I jumped up so fast. I mushed her really, really good too. Yes, I did. And she deserved way more than that. And if I was in a better position, if I didn't have to rely on her, I would have whooped her real good. Oh, that just irritated me to this day. You and your daughter is some nasty ass. Like, what's wrong with these girls? I moved over to the edge of the bed. I had to take another sip of beer that I guess I didn't finish. Hopefully it's not roaches in it. It was really hard trying to get that big woman off me, but I did. She moved over to the other side of the bed and act like nothing ain't happened. I might as well have whooped her because over the course of the days, it got to a point where she was like, I don't have no more money for the rooms. She used all her resources up. She called everybody out of town that would send her money, and they don't have no more money to spare. Now she's trying to put that weight onto me like, well, you got to supply the room for us now. You know the reason I came down here. I came down here to stay with you guys. I don't have no money. I'm not getting any checks and stuff in. I applied for jobs down when I was down there, but everything was so far away. I had no way to get to these jobs. Baby, there was no way. She made arrangements to go live where best friend at over with the auntie, and no, I cannot come. She told me that I couldn't come. She said that the lady didn't want nobody staying with her, just her family. So now I have no choice but to go stay with my sister. Now I'm done with Big Mama. My luggage is over there in that storage. Wasn't even thinking about it at that time because, like I said, I had to focus on that day. There's so much going on, I couldn't even focus like that. So now I'm over there with my sister. Her girlfriend is there because she had a girlfriend that was staying with her. Like my sister, she act like she don't ever want to be alone. So she had a girlfriend. She even had a homeboy that would be coming up over there. So she's occupied. So now I'm like forced to move in with her. My sister not gonna say no. That caused a little bit of attention, a little tension between us, but we still is real close. She's not gonna not let me stay with her. I had to rely on my sister just to eat a pack of noodles. So the next day, me and my sister and her girlfriend went to go stay at her girlfriend's place, which is right across from, like, I think it's called the Atlanta Ravens, the football stadium downtown Atlanta. Those apartments over there, we went and stayed over there for a night. It was okay or whatever, was able to eat. I think the girlfriend cooked. She was real cool. I have not seen that girl since. The next day we went back over to my sister's house and we noticed stuff thrown all over the place. The light on in the closet open, clothes thrown all over the floor. We noticed that her PlayStation 3 is gone, her game system. is missing. The window is open. My phone that was off is gone. Someone broke in her apartment and stole our stuff. We looked out the window. It is a metal bar that goes all the way up to the window. One of them Atlanta crooks climbed up there because they didn't kick in no door and like go through the door. They climbed up there and they went through the window. This is like 3 stories up. How is you doing that? So I'm like, wow, they really, Atlanta is something really different. The sister had ended up hollering at the landlord, let him know the situation. He tried to act like it wasn't that big of a deal situation. I don't know what type of whatever he be running to. I purchased a movie on the TV the night before because you had to pay for all the movie. It was like pay-per-view. Then he complained about a movie being bought when you could have just charged that to the $600 a month. Like, are you kidding me? So he was like, well, I got another place on another side of town. You haven't been here that long, you know, go ahead and just, I'll move you into that place. So that's what he did. But mind you, I was never supposed to be staying there. Is your people's gonna be living with you, because then he was gonna try to charge me $600 a month for some little old room. No ma'am. Moving to this other apartment. The same lady that lived across from my sister, named Sanaya, light-skinned, real pretty, sweet girl. When we got to that house, she greeted us at the door. And we're like, oh, bitch, what's up? We noticed that she had a rooming house upstairs. My sister's room that she was going to be living in was all the way in the back. Because it was a pretty nice building, nice house. It was a house, but rooms rented out. Everybody shared everything. That's what I mean by the house. Real nice house. Like, okay, kind of impressed. Way better than Oakland City. When you walking past the kitchen, boom, it's the room right there. Now this room is not even supposed to be attached to the house. This was some man-made built stuff. It was a patio before. A patio that they made built into the house. A little shady there. And it had little cracks in it where, like, if a bug wanted to get through, it could. And it did too. Big bugs too. My sister had some homeboys come over. They ended up becoming some real cool individuals and stuff like that. The dude, Vito, he ended up bringing some pork chops over and made a nice fried steak sandwich for all 3 of us. It was so good. He made some Kool-Aid. It was so good. And oh, I smashed that thing down. I wanted seconds, I wanted thirds, I wanted fourths, but I couldn't. He only had made enough for just us 3. I'm like, oh, and I was in starvation mode at this time. What I mean by that, I was eating a pack of noodles, maybe 2 a day. So at this point of me living in Atlanta, I started to see I was losing weight. I could see it in the mirror and everything like that. Like, I was losing a lot of weight because I wasn't eating. I wasn't really eating like that. So I appreciated that meal that Vito made. I really did. The landlord there, I would never forget his ugly face. Made it very clear. You can smoke as much gas as you want in here, but you cannot smoke cigarettes. Do not smoke cigarettes in my house. Me and my sister both were smokers. So we did smoke a little here and there. He don't live there, so how would he know? Sanaya? He was doing some pop-ups. He was like literally popping up like he lived there or something, which was weird. Not even supposed to be staying there. So he didn't came and popped in on my sister. Like, literally went and unlocked my sister's room and opened it. Me and her both sleep. We waking up. We wake up to him talking about who been smoking in the house, and I thought you wasn't living here. I said, I don't live here, but my sister's house, I can come and stay at night. Baby, you don't know I'm living here. You just assume. But as long as I tell you no, you can't get no rent, because I'm not paying you no rent. So he talking about telling my sister, who been smoking in here? Because I told you ain't no smoking. And she like, boy, please, ain't nobody been smoking in your motherfucking house. whatever, you ain't talking about nothing. Giving him all that type of attitude. Somebody ran their mouth. That nighttime, I snuck in the kitchen. I ain't even turn the lights on or nothing. I got me a paper plate and a fork, and I saw that they had orange chicken and fried rice in the refrigerator, y'all. And you know I love orange chicken and fried rice. So I grabbed me a few pieces, scooped up some rice, and I ate it. I didn't even warm it up, because if I warmed it up, it was gonna cause attention. And I'm supposed to be sneaking, right? So I had to eat it that way. I think it was some loaf. Oh, it was a loaf of bread on the refrigerator. I grabbed like 2 pieces of bread. So the next day, we woke up to the man coming back, the landlord, okay? And when I saw him, I'm just like, oh my gosh, he's gonna really think I'm living here. And he's talking about some, I got a complaint that somebody is getting their food ate. Don't be touching people's food in here. He just always came to approach us. He never approached anybody else in that place. First of all, he had something against me and my sister because he can tell I was gay at the time. My sister, she looked like a dude. So, part of the LGBT community. I know he had an issue with that. Because why do you keep coming to us with all this stuff? You're not approaching nobody else. My sister really didn't know what he was talking about. She didn't. She was like, I do not know what you're talking about. We don't have to eat nobody food in here. We got our own food, even though we didn't. But I had ate the food, but she didn't know. I never had told her either. I'll tell her to this day. I sure will. I didn't even really see these people, but you can just feel the tension. The next day, this is when stuff get really real. The landlord walks in real angry because it's like he's approaching us like every other day now. It's like it's getting really weird. He approached us with like some bodyguard, and he said that my sister had to leave. He said my sister had to leave because she'd been smoking in the house, and he told her not to smoke in the house. He's told my sister that she would have to pay like a deposit for the smoking, like charge an extra fee. That was never gonna happen. We walked the streets of Atlanta for hours. Dang, we don't have nowhere to go. The first rooming house, we went there. It's real late at night now, because we didn't walk everywhere. That place wasn't too far from where we were at first. It was like a couple miles. So we walked there. Vito was like, yeah, y'all can stay in here. He literally gave us his room, and he was gonna sleep out on the couch. Some real shit. We had to carry our stuff by hand. While we was walking, my sister actually had passed out. Noticed my sister had stopped like immediately. So I looked at her, and she just passed out, and I caught her before her head hit the cement. I caught my sister. We had a bottle of water in one of the luggages we had, and I pretty much like fed her water while she's laying in my arms. After a couple minutes, she came to, and she got up, and we pretty much deciphered it was from dehydration and hunger, because we were starved. We haven't ate that day or nothing. Lack of water. This is crazy. It was Vito. It was a Caucasian girl, and it was another guy that we named Vent Please. They was all cool with us staying there. It was a nasty old place. I would never forget. It was so nasty. But we don't have no room to judge at this point. We need somewhere to stay, at least for the night. We went into the room. It was too hot. It was too hot. It was no AC in that room. It was no fan. There was no way we could sleep with the window closed. We hearing buzzing and all that, because my sister, me and her is just the same when it comes to bugs and stuff. We don't play no games. We're very fearful of bugs. Bug then got on the cover, so we all jumping up and stuff. Managed to kill the bug. But now we attempt to lay back down. It's another bug buzzing in a plastic bag. My sister have a son, which is my nephew. He's 13 now, so he had to be about 3 then. He was back in our hometown. She ended up buying my nephew some shoes with some of the money she got from her sugar daddy. And it was a bug in there buzzing. It was a beetle that got in there. We just all tripping out about that and just shaking the bag, got the bug out, and we like, no, we can't sleep in this room because the bugs is getting in through the window. It had holes in the window, like this, through the screen. It was holes in it, so the bugs can get in real easy. So we went and slept on the couch. Mind you, while we actually sleep on the couch, it's real hot. We need to get a shower. My sister went and got her shower first. She ran out the bathroom like screaming and stuff. Like, bro, it's a big bug in that bathroom. It is big. I never seen no bug like that. So the man went there and, was like searching for the bug. I didn't see the bug. So it's my time to go shower. So after I got out the shower, I looked at the wall. I see this huge bug like this, like big, like a dragonfly type of big. I never seen no bug that big before, and I never seen no bug that looked like that. It looked like a dragonfly, but a little bigger. Like, I never seen a dragonfly that thick and big. It was like on the wall. And I ran out that bathroom, baby, and I had jumped on that couch. The white girl ended up closing the door. We finna attempt to sleep on this couch and go to sleep and get some nods or something. Then we can figure out what we're gonna do tomorrow. So we laying down. We actually started nodding off. My sister sleep on this end. I'm sleep on this end. In front of the TV. The TV on playing. It was a fan in the living room or whatever, so it was fine. So we just nodding off, and we just heard something, like heard a loud noise. Like something like this, and we heard buzzing. Both jumped up, running out of the house because that bug that was in the bathroom. So this bug flew on us and we heard it. We didn't even see it, but we heard it. We already saw it in the bathroom, so I already know what it's giving, and I know what it looked like, and I know how big it is. And me and my sister is just alike. That we both jumped up and was like, oh, hell nah, give me my shit. Oh, no, bitch, nah, bitch. We grabbing everything. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning, and we like, we gotta get some sleep. We don't even have nowhere to go. We gotta figure out something, but we know for sure we was not going back in that house with all them big old bugs in there and beetles and mutilated dragonflies. Like, baby, no way. There was a lot going on in that house. So we was not going to stay there. Me and my sister agreed, let's go back to the house that we got put out of. The room haven't been renting out that quick, so we don't think. We finna go back in there, and we're going to break in, and we're going to go to sleep. We went there, we snuck in through the back door. It was real quiet. I had to use the bathroom, so I had to sneak in the bathroom. I did flush the toilet because I'm like, should I flush it or not? I did flush the toilet because I'm like, okay, if somebody hear the toilet flush, it's other people living here, so they can just think that it's them. I snuck back into the room and laid on the side, the bed. Approaching dawn, because we was only able to sleep for maybe like 3 hours. When we see the daylight coming up, my sister got me up. As I'm getting up, I see a like brown and orange looking big old bug, like that big. It was a roach, a cockroach, a Madagascar cockroach. That's what it looked like. I don't know if they have those down there, but that's exactly what it looked like. So, and that thing was creeping up on me. I said, oh, they just got bugs everywhere. But anyway, we grabbed our stuff and we snuck back out the door. Me and my sister just talking like, bro, I don't know what we're gonna do, but we don't have nowhere to go. Come with me or whatever. But before we got to that point of her leaving, we had to go downtown. It's like a travel agency. If you can't get back home, you're stranded or whatever, these people will, they will pay. You might as well, do the same. And I was holding in there. I was like, no, sis, I'm not going back home. I came down here to make a living for myself, to get all my shit, and to get a job, and just to start a life here. I did not come all the way down here to go back home. So she got her ticket. I want to say either it was free or she had to pay $25. But actually, I think it was. But she got her ticket. The bus was leaving soon that day. So we walked to the bus station. We saw the landlord that put us out. I told you Atlanta's not that big and I was going to find you again. I don't know what he meant by that. How did he find us? He drove past the bus station and just happened to see my sister out of all these people downtown. That was a little weird to us. I started getting really emotional. This is it, sis. And we both started crying and we gave each other a hug. Like, dang, you was literally going back to Michigan and leaving me here is by my choice, but it was so sad. If you guys ever seen that movie, Set It Off, at the ending part when the two girls split apart as they was running down them stairs, and they gave each other a hug, like, this is it, like they never finna see each other again, like they don't know what's finna come out the situation. It was exactly like that, y'all. And I told my sister, I'll be fine, I'm finna go to the shelter. The shelter is literally 3 miles away from here. And I had to remember the GPS. I had to remember the whole map in the GPS on exactly how to get to this shelter. Got on the bus. It's approaching dark time, but it's still light outside. And I walked for 3 miles. And I found the shelter. I don't know how I found it, but I remembered the GPS as far as the streets and everything, and I found it. I was amazed. When I got there, it was the women's shelter. They was like, oh no, this is for women. Are you kidding me? She said, it's the men's shelter. You gotta go back downtown. So I had to walk back downtown and find the shelter. I went back down there, I found the shelter. You were so lucky because we're not even doing any more intakes today, but we're gonna let you through. When I got there, I thought I was in motherfucking prison. I never seen so many people bundle up like that. Like homeless people, hobos, crackheads. It was like some out the movies, y'all. Some New Jack City crack house type of stuff. And I never knew a shelter was like that. It's my first time. I'm only 19 years old. 1,000 people in this shelter. That's what the man said. It was 1,000 people in that shelter. So I got my stuff. I got on the bunk because it was a room about 50 people. And it had the top bunk, bottom bunk, just like you in jail. You can't leave out of there. You can't leave out the shelter at all. If you leave, you can't get back in. I end up meeting this gentleman in there. Can't remember his name. Coolest dude ever. So helpful, so cool. I was in a shelter for 7 days. I was there for 7 days. He was giving me a lot of advice. He didn't even like gay people at all. He had told me, but he said he sees something in my spirit. It's a good person that resonated in me, that drew him to me. So he was like my protector. Like he was like a father figure. He was showing me around all downtown. I was hanging out with him. Remember I told you I like to drink beer, honey. This man, he was homeless. He took his money and bought us beers. He was doing that every day. But me and that man got like really, really close because when we went back to the no, baby, before we went back to that shelter, while we was walking around, he was showing me around downtown. I had my suitcase I was carrying with me everywhere, y'all, because I had to. I couldn't leave it there. Somebody would have stole it. I'm like, I'm not finna carry this suitcase around. I'm finna put this stuff in a real secure spot. Downtown Atlanta, where I don't think nobody would come or mess with. Can't carry this around everywhere for hours. He told me, I don't think you want to do that. Not here in Atlanta. I said, I'm about to. We walked to the spot. I put my bag in a very secure spot. It was secure to me. But I'm like, this is not. So, I'm like, there's no way you're going to find it unless you're looking under something. As we walked through Atlanta, got back, I went back to grab my suitcase with my high school diploma, all my clothes. It was a garbage truck pulling off. And I know for a fact that garbage man, the garbage people, they picked it up because they just cleaned up that area going up the street. So now I don't have nothing. My other stuff with Big Mama now, I'm not even in contact with them. I can't even call them if I want to because I don't have their number. I managed to talk to my mom every day. My mom didn't know none of this. She didn't know nothing. She just thought I was living comfortably at best friend house. It was eating me to the core, knowing I was lying to my mama, because I did not want her to know I was in that situation. I would use the dude phone. He would let me use his phone. When we got back to the shelter, I'm like devastated. I'm like, wow, my phone gone, my suitcase gone. What the heck? Only thing I got left is the clothes on my back. I got my identification, my social security card. That's all I got. I'm losing weight like crazy. My clothes is falling off of me at this point. Falling off. I have to keep holding my pants up. That's why I didn't want to carry that bag around, because I'm like, I had to keep holding my pants up. It was falling off of me. I had wanted to lose weight prior to, just not that way. Back to the shelter. The guy, like I said, it's over 1,000 people at this place. Can you imagine how hectic and big it is? So he's checking up on me like, if I wake up, he's coming to get me. Before bed, he'll let me chill with him. He didn't even fool with gay people. When I tell you this man, he told me about gays and all that. He did not, but he with me. If guys was chatting with me, he would literally come up to me, be like, oh, is you good? Is you good? They ain't messing with you, is they? He'll be doing all of that like a father figure, literally. We'd be at the park. All the homeless people was at the park. You know, people sleeping on the floor, on the ground, sleeping on the bench. Even me and him will lay down and take a nap, you know, outside in the park. It's tourists everywhere. People on vacation, shopping. This is the reality, y'all. You can't say what you won't do until you're in some I have never thought that I would be sleeping at a park. I was able to eat at the shelter. They did provide you meals. But it was like jail in there. So I just decided just to go take a walk. They had Burger King and all that stuff, you know, downtown. So I was just kind of like hanging out pretty much down there, acting like I got something, but I don't. So anyway, as I'm just walking up downtown, I walk past this homeless man on the streets. He don't live in a shelter. Think you needed your ID to get into the shelter, if I'm not mistaken. You needed something like that, so everybody can't get in a shelter. Youngin, what is you doing out here like this? I can tell you're not from here. I can tell you're not even supposed to even be in a situation like that. I guess homeless people can tell when other people are homeless. He was like, you just walking up and down this street. You shouldn't even be in Atlanta. It's not for you. You know, people come here, they think they're going to live out their dreams. Atlanta is nothing like that. This man, like, read me. He didn't even know anything about me. I just was walking up the street. God told me to give this to you. This man went in his pocket, took a $10 bill out, gave that to me. And his phone that he had, his only phone, that man gave me his phone. He gave me his phone. It was a track phone, but he gave it to me. Now I'm really able to just talk to my mom. I was like, oh my God, thank you so much. I never expected a homeless man to give me anything. Have you guys heard stories like that? Because I never heard those stories, and I never thought that a homeless man would give another homeless person monetary value. I said, thank you so much, sir. Thank you. I needed the phone. I needed the money. That night, went back to the shelter. I never did get into that bunk that night because every day was different. Some days you may have a bunk. Some days you have to sleep on a mat, like you in jail, literally. I had to sleep on a mat right in between the bathrooms, okay? It was an entrance this way, an entrance this way. And I had to sleep right here while all these men coming in, out, in and out. So I'm asleep right here. It's another gay male right here by me. Me and him was just chatting, and he telling me his situation, that he's from Alabama, and I told him I was from Michigan. I had went to sleep, and when I woke up, the gay male wasn't there no more. Now it's time for the men waking up, going to brush their teeth, use the bathroom, all that. And I was saying to when I woke up, I was like, oh snap, I didn't even get old dude number. The older guy, me and him is cruising through Atlanta. Now we're going back to the park. Okay. And I just happened to just go through my phone. I don't know, something just told me just to go through the contacts. And I noticed the dude put his name in my phone. And he wrote like a little message in there saying it was the dude from the shelter. I said, oh wow, these guys is slick. He literally took my phone while I was asleep and stored his number in there. That's pretty brilliant. The next day I went to the library. Me and the older guy went to the library. And the older guy had told me, you're gonna need your identification to get in there. So I went to the library, went to the front staff. They was like, do you have your ID or driver's license? I was like, oh yeah. So I'm going in my pocket. My ID is gone. Oh, I'm sorry, sir, you need your identification. I was going to go in there so I can apply for some jobs. Oh, what else is missing? My social security card, ID is gone. You know you can't do nothing without no ID in Georgia. I know I kind of shortened it up a little bit over the days I was there, but I was literally there for over a week. And every day was getting harder and harder. So when I had talked to my mama, she was like, oh, your auntie from Vegas, she's in Atlanta right now. I had just talked to her. She said maybe y'all can like link up or whatever. And I was like, oh really? What part of Atlanta is she in? She was like, she's in downtown. Oh, I'm downtown too. And she was like, how you downtown? She thinking I'm with best friend now. I was like, oh no, I just came down here. This was so hard to lie to my mom to say this. Because we tell each other everything. And it wasn't that I wasn't going to tell her. I just couldn't, because I knew if I told her, it will break me down to the point where I got to go back home. Like, there is no way I'm staying here after I conversate and tell my mama this. She going to be like, come home. You know, like, there is no way. So I knew in order for me to have the strength to keep this up, to try to make this work, I can't tell her. Because if I tell her, she's going to break me down so much emotionally, I will not. My dad didn't want me living with him in Michigan. Let me make this clear. I can go to my mom any time I want to. My mom, I'm always welcome to go live with my mom. Never in life have I not been able to. I can go live with her right now if I want to, with no questions asked. The only reason why I didn't, because me and my younger brother, we didn't have a great relationship. We got into it too much. He was too reckless. I said, there is no way I would ever live with him. So that was out of the question. That's why I didn't go to my mom's. Me and the auntie end up meeting up. Somehow met her downtown. She had coin, honey. She didn't took us to the Martin Luther King house and the tour and all that stuff. We went to the Cola factory. We went to the aquarium. We went to the Jamaica restaurant and had oxtails and rice and drinks. I wasn't even old enough to drink. But honey, the lady carded me and she just bought me drink. She just gave me her drink. She was like, here. I had a great time with her. I really did. And then after the fact, she was like, where do I drop you off at? And I was like, oh, just drop me off downtown. Like, I got it. I know she like, what the, While I was down there, I just witnessed a lot of stuff. I witnessed this man getting pepper sprayed by this woman, then getting robbed. I witnessed this crackhead lady tackling this guy on the ground and stealing his beers. I witnessed a lot of stuff down there, y'all. I'm not gonna get into all these stories. I just want to wrap up this story because this story is really emotional for me. So I don't really even want to get all into it. I just wanted to just tell you guys the main basis of everything. So I went home. I ended up telling my mom everything. I ended up crying to her on the phone, like the ugly cry, okay? Like tears bawling and everything, like Ma. And her and my daddy got on it immediately. My dad that didn't want me staying with him, oh baby, he sent that $200 for that motherfucking bus ticket. Yes, he did. And that made me feel so loved and special. Met my mom at the bus station. She was so happy to see me. I then ran everything down to her. My daddy let me come back stay with him. So I guess everything happened for a reason. I don't know. I should have never went to Atlanta, but it was a learning experience for sure. It was other stuff that happened, but I'm ready to wrap this story up, y'all, because I am so hungry. I got a headache right now. It's been like a long day so far. Atlanta story time, it was very hard. I witnessed homeless for real. Some people say they're homeless, but they're really not. So yeah, when I came back from Atlanta, I was really devastated. I was devastated. I was so embarrassed. Like, wow, you done went down there, went through all of that, and you came back up here with nothing but the clothes on my back. I didn't have an identification, social security card, or well, I ain't have nothing. I know when I met her with my auntie, I know she was just like, dang, what's going on with you, But she ended up knowing the real story because when I got back home, my mom was like, girl, when you was hanging out with your auntie, why you ain't tell her? She would have got you in the room. She would have took you back home with her. You would have been living in Las Vegas. My auntie she had money. I'm like, oh my God, I so should have. I would have been saved right then and there. Wouldn't even have to go back to Michigan. I could have, instead of Atlanta, I would have been living in Vegas. I'm so glad I told this story, y'all. Y'all don't even know. I actually recorded this story for you guys at least 5 different times. And I deleted it all. Because either I stalled through it because it got emotional. The stories was just so long. It's so much to this story, and honestly, I got a headache right now. But yeah, I went through that, and I fell out with best friend, Big Mama. I ended up falling out with all of them. We ended up getting into it. In my earlier 20s, it was... Thank you guys for tuning into this story time. If you guys have any questions, any thoughts or whatever, please comment down below. I love you, and I'll see you guys in the next story time.